Good morning. It's Monday, August 10th. Here's what's making news today. Fire crews remain on the scene battling a blaze at a decommissioned school in Fort Erie.
Hamilton police continue to investigate a stabbing that left a 21-year-old man dead.
And the last Canadian has been eliminated from the National Bank Open. Good morning. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us. The gang is back in Hamilton after our fun trip out to Windsor on Friday. Did you have a nice weekend?
Well, yeah, a great weekend. A lot of fun in Windsor as well.
Yes,
a lot of fun in Windsor. Yes, but I want to apologize to both of you and to Director Laura for my snoring in the car on the way home.
I don't think we heard a thing.
I didn't hear any snoring. I was also asleep for most of the ride back, too. So thanks to Rick for driving us back home safely.
I can confirm there was no snoring.
Yeah, it was so much fun in Windsor, but as soon as the adrenaline wears off, it's like, oh, I need to lie down for a while.
That's the thing.
Yeah, really. Okay, yeah, we had a lovely day yesterday. We got to 27 degrees yesterday, bit of a humidex around 32. Today, we're going to see some sun. Yes, we'll have, well, once it decides to come up, that is, sun and clouds, but a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm for the day today. But once again, temperature is going to hit 27 degrees, humidex of about 35 for the day today, and we're sitting at 19 to start our morning here. Yep, it's a Monday once again. So we'll talk about the forecast coming up. Quick look at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road area, doing fine. That's our exclusive camera, so nothing to see right there. We'll check a couple of MTO traffic cameras. Here's the Ford plant, doing fine, no problems going from Oakville into Mississauga. Let's go back and check what's happening at the Burlington Skyway Bridge. No, nothing going on in traffic, no volume and no collisions at all this morning. So we're looking pretty good so far. We'll check weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thanks, Brian. We begin this morning in Ridgeway near Crystal Beach, where fire crews have been battling a blaze at a school all night long. The Fort Erie Fire Department responded shortly after 1 this morning to the decommissioned school. The fire chief tells CHCH News via email that crews found significant fire at the back of the building that was spreading rapidly. The chief says given the unknown structural conditions associated with the ongoing demolition of the school, operations are being conducted in a defensive mode. The school was currently being demolished to make room for 113 new homes. The incident is expected to remain active for an extended period, and crews will continue monitoring operations throughout the day. Our Sean Cowan is headed to the scene, and we'll have him next hour.
Hamilton police continue their investigation into a stabbing that left a 21-year-old man dead. Police say a passing driver spotted the victim on the ground near Main and Frid Streets yesterday morning. The driver pulled over and tried to help. The victim was transported to hospital where he died of his injuries. Police believe the victim had been riding a scooter. Part of the investigation is focused on an altercation before the stabbing, but at a different location near King Street West and Paradise Road North. No suspect information has been released.
The wildfire raging near Okanagan Lake in British Columbia's southern interior has claimed the life of an 80-year-old woman. Mounties in Penticton say the resident was trying to escape the flames with a family member when she died suddenly. About 10,000 homes are under evacuation order in Summerland, Peachland, parts of Okanagan, and on Penticton Indian Band lands. Prime Minister Mark Carney posted on X saying the federal government stands ready to help and support the government of British Columbia in firefighting efforts. He thanked the brave firefighters and first responders working tirelessly to keep people safe and says he is keeping everyone forced from their homes in his thoughts. Meanwhile, here in Ontario, there are still more than 100 active wildfires in the Northwest. Of those, 13 are out of control. 6 are being held and the rest are being observed. Last month, thousands of people were displaced due to these wildfires.
Firefighters and members of Spain's military emergency unit battled the wildfire yesterday, prompting the evacuation of 700 people. The wildfire, which started on Friday, has burned at least 684 hectares within a perimeter of 19 kilometers. The evacuations were carried out as a precautionary measure, mainly due to the smoke. No casualties have been reported. Despite the intensity of the fire, regional authorities were hopeful weather and high humidity would help with their efforts. Firefighters across Spain are also grappling with other wildfires in the mountains and in central Spain.
Torrential rain and storms in Typhoon Dolphin's wake have swept through several provinces in China's east, drenching the coastal region and flooding streets in Shanghai, the country's second most populated city. Dolphin packed maximum sustained winds of 151 kilometers per hour near its center when it made landfall. That was at the province of the south and west of Shanghai on Sunday evening, just before weakening to a tropical storm. The typhoon has forced more than 1 million people to be across China as record rainfall dumped on Shanghai. 2 airports canceled a total of 943 flights due to this typhoon, reducing capacity by nearly 40%. That's according to a state broadcaster.
Captain of a boat that capsized in New York has been taken into custody. A 27-year-old woman and her 5-month-old daughter were killed when the boat overturned Saturday night near Liberty Island in New York Harbor. Police say 14 people were on board the vessel. 12 people have been pulled from the water before rescue teams got there. Divers later located the woman and the girl in the water. The U.S. Coast Guard is now investigating what caused the boat to capsize. New York police say the 46-year-old captain of the boat faces 13 counts of reckless endangerment.
The next big motor company will soon sit for talks with the union representing its workers. Unifor is expected to open contract negotiations with General Motors today. The union represents more than 4,600 members at Ontario GM facilities. That includes the Oshawa Assembly Plant, the Cami facility in Ingersoll, as well as operations in St. Catharines and Woodstock. The union has already reached a deal with Ford and will take on Stellantis after GM.
Several groups are expressing concern over proposed changes to Canada's access to information system. Lawyers and organizations working on environmental issues and migrants' rights say one of the amendments concerning them is the restriction on access to certain documents deemed ephemeral, which could include emails. One lawyer says to categorically start excluding records from the Access to Information Act is the exact opposite of the Act's purpose. Ottawa proposes to define which documents would be deemed official and therefore covered by the law.
A musician has jumped into action to help her community following the devastating floods that hit the Niagara region. While Christy Hale's home was spared in late July's torrential rainstorms, many of her friends' homes and properties were not. So she decided to take action by organizing a benefit concert for Niagara flood relief. A simple Facebook post one night has now led to a lineup with over 15 bands and counting.
I was watching all kinds of my friends on Facebook and such, and they're videoing and taking photos as it was going on. It was devastating. And then Monday when I got up, I looked and it was all over the place. And I didn't see anything except for a lot of very, very angry and upset people. So clearly we need to do something. I woke up in the morning and my phone was just filled with messages. The show built itself. All these bands came out of nowhere. Bam, they wanted to be a part of it, and I know a lot of them, so like it's going to be they're dynamite. They're dynamite.
The benefit concert will run from noon to 1 a.m. at the Columbus Club in Niagara Falls on Sunday, September 13th. A group of scientists in Italy has spent weeks finalizing an instrument they say could transform the study of the solar corona. As a total solar eclipse sweeps across Europe on Wednesday, the Circular Slit Spectrometer, or CIS, will undergo a decisive test at Spain's Astrophysical Observatory. Researchers hope to prove it can break down the sun's light into its constituent wavelengths much faster than existing instruments. Unlike conventional linear spectrometers, the new prototype has a circular slit and can capture the spectrum of the entire corona at a certain distance from the center of the sun in a single photograph. The approach is designed to overcome a key limitation of earlier instruments, which could take hours to scan the corona line by line while the region changes on timescales of minutes.
Sportsline, the last Canadian is out at the National Bank Open.
And it is another powerful first serve to clinch victory. A 7th ace. She won all 14 points on her first serve in set 2. And when the power of Osaka clicks, she can be unstoppable in these conditions.
Leylah Fernandez of Laval was simply overpowered by Japan's Naomi Osaka, losing 6-4, 6-4 in 4th round play in Toronto. The 30th seeded Fernandez was the last Canadian standing in singles action. Osaka, the 11th seed, closed out the match with her 6th ace to complete the win in 1 hour 22 minutes. Osaka reached the final at last year's tournament in Montreal, where she lost to Burlington's Victoria Mboko, who continues to rehab a knee injury.
Blue Jays have used all their relievers except Farland and Waldron. Estrada pitching for a 3rd day in a row. His 0-1 on the ground, through, and the Phillies win the game.
Derek Hill hit a bases-loaded walk-off RBI single in the 12th inning as the Phillies beat the Blue Jays 7-6 to avoid a 3-game series sweep. Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs off Shane Bieber, who allowed 5 runs on 6 hits over 5+ innings. Philly starter Jesus Luzardo struck out 12 Blue Jays in 7 innings. Andres Jimenez had a 2-run single in Toronto's 3-run 8th inning that tied the game at 5. Toronto went ahead in the top of the 12th, and Jesus Sanchez's double-play groundout. But the Phillies scored 2 runs in the bottom half to win the game. The Jays are now 3.5 games out of the wild card spot. Hamilton Cardinals scored 3 times in the 4th inning and 3 more in the 8th to earn a 6-4 win over the league-leading London Majors. It's the Cards' 5th win in a row. It leaves them 2 games back of London and a half game behind second-place Welland. Hamilton's Luis Ramirez allowed 3 runs in 6 innings of work and struck out 5. Olivia Fromchan of Hamilton won her 2nd straight under-16 Canadian hammer throw title and won a silver in discus over the weekend. The Hamilton Olympic Club member recently broke the U16 hammer throw record to win gold at the provincial championships in Sudbury. Dundas's Mackenzie Hughes was the top Canadian at this weekend's Wyndham Championship, finishing in a tie for 29th. The 35-year-old Hughes did not qualify for the FedEx Cup playoffs after finishing the season in 118th place. Sudarshan Yelamaraju, Corey Connors, and Nick Taylor have qualified. Michael Brennan won the Wyndham Championship by 3 shots. Nick Legolan scored 2 minutes into extra time to help the Ottawa Rapids salvage a 2-2 draw with AFC Toronto. The equalizer gave Ottawa a 6-point cushion atop the Northern Super League standings. Both teams were reduced to 10 players in the 63rd minute when Ottawa's Chu Hugh and Toronto's Chloe Unenberg were shown red cards. Earlier in the day, TD Place Stadium in Ottawa was announced as the host venue for the NSL Final on November 14th. NBA coaching legend Don Nelson has died, the 2nd winningest coach in NBA history. Coached Milwaukee, Golden State, New York, and Dallas over 31 seasons. Nelson played with the Boston Celtics and won 5 NBA titles in his 11 years. The cause of death has not been announced. Don Nelson was 86.
All right, let's get you into this Monday morning, 10th morning of August. It's not a bad start to our morning. It is fairly cloudy. Sun's not quite up yet. It'll be coming up in about 5 minutes or so. 6:13 is the time. Looking at the 403 and Waterdown Road area, no problems right there. As you can see, it's moving quite nicely in both directions. So let's show you some MTO traffic cameras. We'll start in St. Catharines, QEW Niagara Street. Nothing to see there. Nothing has changed at the south end of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, all the way through Walker's Line. Dip into the Ford plant again, looks pretty good, and through Cawthra and Mississauga. There's no volume, no collisions, everything's moving very nicely. Our temperature right now, as the sun starts to come up, our temperature is consistent now. We're sitting at 19 degrees again this hour, like we were last hour. It is a mostly cloudy sky to start the morning here. Winds are light, humidity is up there. Air quality for the day today in the low risk category, both this morning and for the afternoon, so no problems right there. What we have is a low pressure system just to the north of us, and it's going to drag that weak cold front across us during the day today, represented by that blue line. So we're looking at a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm today. It's about a 40% chance. Tomorrow, that ridge of high that'll dissipate will give us some sunshine for tomorrow, and then it's back to some instability as we get into Wednesday. But today, 27 degrees, generally right around the Horseshoe, and even for Guelph and Kitchener, we're looking at 27 today. Humidex about 35. But again, sun's chance of showers, possible thunderstorms for the day today. Tonight, it'll be partly cloudy. Temperature stays on the mild side. 20 for Niagara, for Cayuga, Simcoe, 17 to 18 for the rest of the Horseshoe. And then tomorrow, here comes that sunshine back to us, a bit more than we'll get today. But temperatures again, 27 degrees, humidex about 32 for the day tomorrow. At least we'll have some nice bright sunshine for the day. So yeah, 10th of August already. Temperature right now sitting at 19. Sky is mostly cloudy and the winds are light. And we'll look long range coming up. Simone, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, we'll say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And coming up in business, just how much did FIFA World Cup travel and soaring fuel prices affect Air Canada's earnings? Investors will find out this week. 6:17 on your Monday morning. Time to say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what do you have coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. Coming up, 11 years after his tanned suit sparked a scandal, President Barack Obama finally reveals who was really behind it all.
Interesting.
He's not going to throw Michelle under the bus, is he?
Maybe.
No.
Just might.
Don't do it, Barack.
No.
Whitney Houston's unforgettable legacy lives on in a new way with her first ever Barbie doll.
Oh.
Very cool.
Wow.
And later on this morning, Universal Pictures has unveiled the first teaser for Cocomelon, the movie, marking the beloved preschool franchise's first ever feature-length theatrical adventure.
That should be interesting to see because I only know about snippets of it. So wonder how they're going to do a full feature length.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal.
All right, thanks, Emily. We'll talk to you in a little bit. The dollar is up this hour to 71.74 cents U.S. Gold is up $10 an ounce U.S. and oil is also up 65 cents to $78.85 U.S. a gallon. In midday European trading, the markets are mixed this hour.
Over in Asia, all the markets ended the day with gains led by Tokyo. At Friday's close, the TSX, Dow, and NASDAQ all finished the week ahead.
Air Canada investors will get a look Wednesday at how the spring travel season, soaring fuel prices, and Canada's early FIFA World Cup hosting duties affected the airline. Trade tensions, which have led more Canadians to skip trips south of the border, could also weigh on second quarter results. This will be CEO Michael Rousseau's final earnings report. He steps down at the end of the month and will be replaced by Scandinavian Airlines chief Anko van der Werf, who has held senior roles at several major carriers, including Qatar Airways and Aeromexico.
Popular clothing retailers are turning to an old-fashioned fix to attract young shoppers, offering in-store repairs and sewing workshops. The goal is to appeal to consumers who want to save money while also cutting down on waste. Luxury fashion houses and specialty retailers like Patagonia have offered repair services for years, but the trend is now moving into the mass market. Brands including Levi's, Uniqlo, and Primark are embracing repairs and sewing, hoping to win over Gen Z shoppers with a more sustainable approach to fashion.
Sources say the Pentagon has reached out to the U.S. defense industry to ramp up production. Reports surfaced weeks ago that the U.S. stockpile of weapons is running low as it continues its conflict with Iran. On Sunday, President Donald Trump claimed Washington is holding some talks with Iran, but he classified them as low-key. He said he wants to put more economic pressure on Tehran to get them to the negotiating table. Meantime, Iran says direct talks with the United States cannot begin until the U.S. honors the agreements from an interim deal that was signed back in June. Iran has issued a list of demands before it'll fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Taking a quick break right now. Brian will be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, 6:23. It's Monday, and it's the 10th of August. We have no problems if we check traffic, first of all, here this morning. St. Catharines is moving nicely on the QEW. That's the camera at Ontario Street. That's doing fine. If we bump ahead to west of 50, nothing there. Fairview Street on the other side of the Skyway Bridge is still moving okay. Appleby line, a little bit busier, but still okay. And the same with the QEW in Sheraton. Toronto-bound lanes towards us on that shot. So nothing happening on the roads. Temperature this morning, We are above seasonal to start a morning here. We're sitting at 19 degrees for Hamilton, 20 into Grimsby, 21 for Mississauga and for Toronto. When I mention seasonals, those are our seasonal temperatures, 26 for the daytime high, 15 for the overnight low. So I mentioned we're above seasonal to start a morning here. Those are our sun times and our records for today. And we will see some sunshine for the day today. It'll be a mix of sun and clouds, but there is that chance of a shower or a thunderstorm for the day today. 27 degrees will be the high. It'll feel like about 35 degrees when you factor in the humidity. 17 overnight tonight. Tomorrow, again, 27, humidex 32, but we should kick away the chance of showers and thunderstorms and just have a mix of sun and clouds. So a pretty nice day tomorrow. Wednesday at showers and 25, chance of showers on Thursday, then a couple of beautiful days. Friday and Saturday, sunshine both days, 24, 23, nice comfortable temperatures, but then it's back to showers for Sunday. That's your forecast. Simone, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. The wreck of a Roman ship, likely from the 2nd to 1st century BC, has been discovered in waters off Sicily.
Divers found hundreds of two-handed jugs and parts of anchors inside the vessel. The wreck lays about 5 kilometers off the coast in western Sicily at a depth of 46 meters. Italy's Sea Archaeological Office says it will study and place the seabed where the ship was discovered under protection. Sicily was an island of major importance for trade in the ancient world. It was colonized by the ancient Greeks from around the 8th century BC and conquered by the Romans around 240 BC. That's fascinating.
Very.
And after all these years, like centuries, really.
I know. Look how well preserved those, like the jugs and everything they found at the bottom are so well preserved down there.
Guessing the jugs were filled with wine, you think?
Probably.
Perhaps another beverage?
I wonder what the story, because I wonder if they're going to try to figure out, what led to the collapse of this the ship
Right.
and everything like that, and then
where it was going.
Yeah, and then are they going to retrieve them? So many
Yes.
questions.
Yes.
That's
Stay
a cool
tuned.
job to have. I know, right? We're going to have that coming up. Stay with us. More to come after the break. Good morning.